while Donald Trump is itching for a shutdown, a lot of Republicans, they're not happy with that prospect. You know, there are a few left who are saying, well, we can't kill the entire country. We got to preserve something to play and destroy another day. CNN's Manu Raju spoke to a few of those Republicans. Listen.
There are some in my district who want shutdown. But then what? A shutdown at this point is not a winner for the Republicans.
I'm not shutting the government down. My colleagues aren't shutting the government down.
I absolutely believe that the speaker should always be ready for a government shutdown. We are the most powerful branch of government, and it's because we control the purse strings, because we control the funding.
She is so daft. Of course, she wants a government shutdown, more time at the theater, perhaps. Maybe she wants to spend more time at the theater. And I don't know that there would be many of us fighting to keep her in Washington. Spend all the time at the theater you want, dear. This is ridiculous. So that was Boebert. Of course, she does want one. No one's ever accused her of being brilliant when it comes to strategy. She just kind of talks and talks and talks. A lot of diarrhea comes out. Then there's Marjorie Taylor Greene. Tonight I voted present on the CR plus SAVE Act because I refuse to participate in a lie and Johnson's fake fight with the Senate. Never voted for a continuing resolution. I already voted to pass the SAVE Act in July, especially when rumor has it. So who are you talking to? Who are you talking to on a party line, MTG? Rumor has it Mike Johnson has already negotiated surrender and cut a deal. The American people deserve better. Okay, just so we're clear, she's talking to herself. She was talking to herself, perhaps over a beer, okay? There's no rumor, okay? This is what she wants to put out there. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, more blunt, slamming the Republicans for pushing a shutdown. How dare he? But let's listen.
My only observation about this whole discussion is the one thing you cannot have is a government shutdown. It would be politically beyond stupid for us to do that right before the election because certainly we'd get the blame. And one of my favorite old sayings is there's no education in the second kick of a mule. We've been here before.
A storm is tearing up the digital media industry. Only our audience can save us in these difficult times. Help us reach our goal of 100,000 new members at tyt.com/team.
Stop talking about mules. He's right, but I just hate that he's the one. He has the audacity and a lack of integrity. And he's a hypocrite to step before the microphones. He likes this logjam. He likes things to slow down and not get a fair shot. Merrick Garland, okay? But when he wants to push it, he pushes it. So I get it. On this, he knows this is not good, but it's happening, Mitch. But one of the worst responses came from someone who's not officially in our government, but might as well be. He's writing policy, perhaps. He's pushing an agenda. Sean Hannity, a man who makes $45 million a year, downplaying the financial problems government workers will have if there's a shutdown. Go, Sean.
Why are Republicans so reluctant to ever shut down the government? Why don't they just shut it down? Because, let's be honest, when they do shut down the government, it's not really a shutdown. Non-essential workers get a furlough. They usually get back pay. And essential workers keep working. Our armed forces keep working. Social security checks, et cetera, that keeps going out. Essential services continue. And then people in the end up getting a paid vacation. Why are people so reluctant against that?
So there's Hannity, $45 million a year. Probably pays very few taxes, I'm guessing, because he's, not even the 1%er. He's probably a 0.5%er. He's that far up. $45 million a year. Wow. When you sell your soul, boy, do you get paid for it. But worse than Hannity, Miles, to me, are the people who, it just seems stupid. I hate using that word too much. A little bit's okay. They seem foolish. He makes $45 million a year. There are good Americans, good people out there, hardworking people who, if they're lucky, maybe payday's tomorrow and they've got about $3.26 in their accounts and they're taking it from this guy. And then you have Mike Johnson, Speaker of the House, Moss, sitting right there. And does he ever get animated? He actually scares me when I look at still pictures because there's something about his eyes. I see evil. That's just me. And I'm not saying that everyone else has to see it, but I see evil I'd rather see him in video because his eyes, maybe it's the glasses, it scares me. But why are people willing to listen to this garbage when there's hardly anything in their own bank accounts?
Well, you hit on a lot of stuff there.
Thank
I mean,
you.
he does look creepy. He is creepy. Hannity's creepy. They're a little too well coiffed to not have a lot of skeletons in their closet. That's all I'm saying. I don't know if they do, but that's just a little too. There's not one hair is off, which I don't trust the man like that. I have no hair, so.
But I bet you're cool.
Anyway,
Don't you feel cool?
Yeah. But. There's so much to talk about there. First of all, you're talking about Mitch McConnell. It's so true and I think we might talk about this later, but it's just funny how the Republicans keep crying politics like they did with the interest rate drop. They said, that's politics. So close to the election, you're doing politics. And yet these are the same people who did not let Obama's choice for Supreme Court, Merrick Garland, be heard to be approved. And then they rushed Amy Coney Barrett through. And so here they are again, McConnell saying this is not good for politics, but some of the bozos in the party going, we don't care. Like you said, you have your non-thinkers, your Lauren Boeberts, your Marjorie Taylor Greenes, and and then Sean Hannity saying, why don't we just frame it? Why don't we just spin it as a paid vacation, and then Americans will embrace it and be like, the Republicans gave the government workers a paid vacation. When in reality, not passing this budget is going to affect so much in such a dire time when people need a lot of the government funding to happen, whether it's the defense budget or it's other government programs. And so these guys, again, it goes back to they have no solutions, and also they don't care about America. Because if Donald Trump is sitting there going, hey, don't pass this, the same way he said with the immigration bill, don't pass it. The immigration bill was not a great bill. The immigration bill had a lot of stuff the Democrats did not want, but they plugged their nose and they were getting ready to do it because they knew, A, that politically it would be better, but more importantly, it would start moving towards possibly some ideas that are different and maybe some solutions in immigration. I don't know, but at least they were doing something. The Republican Party is really a do-nothing party, and they just complain. And once they get the chance to do something, they again either do nothing or they do something for the billionaires. And so just to see Donald Trump and see all these people at his rally saying he really cares about America. If he really cared about America, he would not send a message to his cronies saying, don't pass this until this fake SAVE Act. We got to stop non-citizens from voting. We got to stop people from driving 200 miles an hour in a 35 mile an hour zone. Sir, nobody's driving 200 miles an hour. Well, somebody told me, I heard from somebody, rumor has it, somebody was going 200 miles an hour. And well, sir, they would be arrested if that were to happen. Well, okay. They should do a bill, and we should hold up the government budget until we have a bill that says no 200 mile an hour driving in a 35 mile an hour zone. So that's what they do.
I just think it reeks of stupidity so much. It's like the Democrats, I don't want to give them too much credit for being able to bait and play these people like a fiddle. But that's what they're doing. That's what they did on that border situation you brought up, and you're absolutely right. It's here we go, 2.0. This has not worked for the Republican Party like the last 6 times they did it. It's been a complete failure. And this close to the election, too. But the more the old guard, like Mitch McConnell, steps up and says, we better not do this, then they're just going to do it more. Look at him. Why the frowny face? Do you think he ever laughs?
No.
What do you think his, and then we'll move on. But and this is offline, really should be, but John's not here. He won't mind. What do you think his vice is? What would he like at a party? When is he having a good time? Can you picture it, Miles?
A little bit of bourbon going down my throat would really cheer me up right about now.
I think you're right. That's what he's doing. And listen, he can drink all he wants, but I do want him to just do it at home. Go back to your district as a civilian, please. That's what we would really prefer. Please go back as a civilian.
When you click the join button and become a tier 2 member, you get access to all of our weekly top 10 lists. What are you waiting for?